Okay.
You're listening to Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network.
Amazing grace shall always be my song of praise, for it was grace that bought my liberty. I do not know just why he came to love me so. He looked beyond my fault and saw.
Good morning, everybody.
Mine.
Good morning.
Listen to Jeremy while we're getting all signed in
And
here.
I shall forever
Jeremy Calloway.
lift mine eyes to Calvary to view the cross where Jesus died for me. How marvelous the grace that caught my falling soul. He looked beyond my fault and saw my need. And I shall forever lift mine eyes to Calvary to view the cross where Jesus died for me. How marvelous the grace that caught my falling soul. He looked beyond my fault and saw my need. He looked beyond my fault and saw my
Jeremy Calloway getting us up this morning. You ready to hear that rooster crow, Frank?
Yeah, put
Cindy,
him
you
on.
ready to hear the rooster?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Let it crow.
Thank you for waking up with us.
Thanks for waking up with us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
Cindy.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
To you.
It's time to hit that like and share button.
Good morning.
You've got to kiss an angel good morning and let her know you think about her when you're gone.
It's too early out there for a lot of those folks on the West Coast.
It ain't early. Lunchtime.
Well, I know it's lunchtime for you and me, but we're old.
Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. You twinkle above
Did you check our numbers Friday?
No, did you?
No, but I'm going to.
Good morning to the place called eternity. Good morning to the place made for you and me. Good morning to the day where there is no night. Good morning where the Son of God is our light. Good morning, let's go down where the children meet, and we'll worship God at Jesus' feet. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, good morning.
It is Monday.
Big howdy to you all. Good morning, my buddy Ray Stead has showed up this morning. Glad you're up and at him. He's probably like, he's probably been up since the crack of midnight.
Dark 30, yeah.
Like us.
Oh, I would love to be young and be able to sleep all the time. That definitely is a sign you're getting old.
You think so?
For sure. Oh, yes.
Well, we'd like to
Well,
welcome everybody, by the way, to our Morning Sunshine program. And this is kind of like a re-kickoff. On June the 26th of 2017, we had our grand opening. And we've been going through some technical setups and some programming setups, and I think we've about got it all working, and we're glad to have you here. If you're listening on our radio audience around the world, we'll be checking in with you. We typically have people, I've been getting a lot of private messages, by the way, Cindy, from Afghanistan now, and a church over there reaching out to us, wanting to get a roof on their church. They've heard us.
Right now.
Wow.
Huh?
27.
That's amazing.
27
views.
Oh, okay, yeah. But
596 Friday.
596.
Yeah, that's good. Cindy was off too.
Yeah, Cindy was off.
I hope y'all were.
you know,
I hope you
that's-
behaved yourself.
That's actually down about 300. But you know what we didn't do is I didn't share it across Cindy's platform because she was off, and I bet she didn't do it because I'm used to you doing it. Well, speaking of Cindy,
That's
let's
true.
talk a little bit, Cindy. Let's talk about this award nomination you've got, this Peace Award. And then I'm going to play the song, but tell us about this Global Peace Award. What's going on there?
Well, I believe it's on the 9th. I will be able to create a Facebook page and be able to invite people to come and actually vote for it. So there was an opportunity to submit songs that, basically just encourage world peace. And I believe that Reflections is a song that does that. It's, really talks about the love, about spending your time sowing seeds of love.
Yeah.
So I decided to submit that, and it was selected as one of the finalists. So there will be 3 opportunities. They will have a jury that will award a song in each category, and I submitted that in the country
A committee
Americana
sounds better.
category.
Yeah, a jury sounds better than a committee, Frank said.
A
Committee's
jury,
better.
oh yeah, a jury
Yeah.
better than a committee.
Cindy's-
Yes, it's a jury.
Because, boy, that could be a good rumor. Cindy's song is being judged by a jury.
Indicted.
No, it'll start off this way. Cindy's song has been submitted and would be judged by a jury. Then it's going to be,
that's funny.
Cindy's going to go before the jury because of a song. Cindy's getting indicted by they're going to try to indict Cindy before the grand jury because
Well,
she
that
stole
is
a
the word.
song.
That is the word they use.
That's how it'll go,
That's funny.
That's it.
That's how rumors get started, isn't
It
it?
is.
Oh, we
It's-
don't want to.
We ought to play
Yes.
Kate's Rumors here
I
after a
know
while.
we need to play that song. That's
All right,
a great song.
Here
Anyway,
is the song. Well, before let me do this before we go.
Yeah, it goes to a committee, then what?
Yeah, yeah.
well, then they select from
They
each
select it.
category. There are
All right.
several categories. Yes, they
All right.
select.
But when I first heard the song, it's kind of interesting the way we did this. Cindy sent me the demo, where she just played the demo and sang it. You just recorded it right there in your music room in the house, right? Okay.
In my office.
And so I went in and I took her co-writer, Ron Oates, and brought Ron in on the session as the piano player, who's, one of my favorite guys anyway, one of my heroes as far as piano is concerned. And So we had Ron in the studio, and we had our typical, studio setup band, and I sang the scratch vocal.
Yes, you did.
Because Cindy
There's
wasn't
a
there.
reason. I was sick. That's right. I wasn't able.
She had a sinus infection or something, and we had the studio booked,
yes.
and the doctor told her not to fly. So we had the studio booked, so I did the scratch vocal. So it was something like that, wasn't it?
You did. You did all of my scratch vocals on that album.
I did on that project.
Or that
I did
session,
all the
on
scratch
that session.
vocals. Yeah.
I made that mistake one time flying with a sinus infection.
Oh, yeah.
Never
yeah.
again.
Yeah, that hurts, don't it?
It
Oh,
sure
good morning,
does.
Rabbi. My dear friend, Rabbi Shaw Marshall Praver has joined, and what a great guy and a
Good morning.
a co-laborer in the work that we do, and he's a dear friend. So let me go ahead and we're going to play Reflections, and this is by Cindy Hewlett and Ron Oates, produced by me back. I don't know, it's about a year now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Listen to this
a little
beautiful
over a year.
piano work.
Autumn's in the morning breeze as it gently welcomes me. Time to reap from what's been sown. Celebrate the harvest grown. With gratefulness I must reflect and thank God for provisions met. He can take a tiny seed and provide for me all I'll ever need. I look back to yesterday, lessons learned along the way, patience, love, and honesty. These are now my legacy, and I know all good things take time. Roots will grow, 'cause the wind is gonna blow. Seasons come and seasons go, bountiful or harvest low. Even when the winter comes, love will grow from the seeds I sow.
That's Cindy Hewitt with Reflections. Right now in the finalists for the Global Peace Awards for music. And that's global.
Yes.
Isn't that pretty?
I guess
Hey.
I could nominate her now for CNN Heroes.
Yeah, we can do that. Hey, Cindy,
Yes.
do you think we ought to let out who played the flute on that?
Oh, well, I just found out how long ago? About 2 weeks ago. Yours truly, Frank, is playing the flute.
I played the flute on that. I went down and got a wooden recorder flute, recorder flute, and just taught myself the part and played it. I wanted that in there, and I didn't have time to get a hold of Sam Levine to get it done, so I just sat around for an hour and figured it out and played the flute on it. So I'm going to put myself in the union book as a flautist now.
As a what?
A flautist. That's what you call a flute player, is a flautist.
Yes, a flautist. Absolutely. Oh, but we know some around the world that
Well,
are
I got to
Woder-
tell you,
Woder
if I could have got a hold of
Ron
Woder
Ford,
and
yes, or
Ricky
Ron.
and some of these cats, man, my goodness,
Whoa,
these
I know.
guys that can play a
Yes.
flute. But they get Grammys and stuff for flute playing. You got to be pretty stout.
Oh,
That reminds me of
they're
Terry
doing more than
McMillan.
that, of course.
Oh gosh,
Some of the stuff he'd pull out of that case.
yeah, gosh, Terry McMillan show up for a session looked like a yard sale. You have a fender of a car hanging up, beating on it with a wooden spoon or something, just to make some sort of percussive
Crazy
noise.
stuff.
Fun stuff. Hey, we're glad to have
fun.
you here on Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network. The
We
program
sure
is
are.
Morning Sunshine.
How about let's mention where they can get this product that we're playing?
Well, you can get it off of the respective websites. You can get it at iTunes. You can get it at Amazon. You can get it at about anywhere where digital music is available. And you can go right into your Best Buy stores and Kmart's and all that and order it. Well, you can't go to Kmart anymore. They're winding down.
They're winding
But
up.
you can order.
Yeah.
Hardly none of them are carrying physical product anymore. But you can do it. Hey, I want to also announce that we are being heard in Russia and Latvia and Ukraine and Afghanistan and Pakistan and Thailand so far this morning. I hadn't checked in the last few minutes,
that's
but we had that
awesome.
many people. We had that many countries showing up.
I've
We
always
don't know
wanted
how
to go to
huh?
Thailand. I've always wanted to go to Thailand.
But the airport's not that far. Just go down there, get your passport. You already got
Well, I
your
got a
passport, I know, but just
You got to
go.
renew it.
Is your passport expired?
Last June.
You better get on it. You can't get out of the country if we need to.
Don't want to right now.
Well, I do. All right, but anyway, Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network. What do we do? What are we about? Smallest Gifts is an organization that, although we are Christians, we don't limit what we do to religion of any kind. We're here to help children, and we're here to help people who are hurting and dying and sad and lonely and starving. Isn't that about the best way to say that, Cindy?
Oh, yes.
I mean, like, for
we're
example,
about goodwill. Absolutely, we are about goodwill.
like
showing seeds of love.
Exactly. Like,
You don't
my
have
conversation.
Cindy
Showing
up there today.
Oh, I'll put her up there. I'm sorry, but like we've said, I don't have your picture up there. Sorry about
Put
that.
her in.
Oh, that's
Put her in
okay.
that center chair.
Huh?
Yeah, you guys look kind of lonely. You look kind of lonely.
Yeah, we
just
do,
the two
don't
of you.
we? I'm trying to figure out which one is your
Oh, we're getting
picture.
ready to have a party here shortly.
There you are. Now we got her up there. Sorry about that, Cindy. But
That's
anyway, I lost my train of thought because of Cindy not being there. But the point is I remember, like when I went over to the imam, at the mosque, and talked to him and said, look, we've got a home for children here. If you have a displaced child that needs shelter and needs care for a period of time, we're here for you. We don't limit it just to we're only going to help kids that go, that are of the same faith, or we're not only going to. And when we go down to the dialysis clinics and so forth, and we help, I don't think Rita's checking to see if they got their baptismal certificate with them before she disperses the
don't.
funds, because it's our calling. What we do is we believe in just being that shining light and sharing love and spreading love. And that's what we do. On this program, we like to have fun, we like to cut up, and we like to carry on, but we also have a serious side that we also have to embrace. And, we like doing that. We enjoy it, and it's part of who we are and what we do, and we like bringing you this programming. So let's move right along.
We have to ask for donations.
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
Oh, okay.
We don't need donations to stay on the air. I'll just tell you that. We're never going to go where, Lord, we're going to have your money or we're going to have to shut it off. We have people, well, first of all, we go into our own pockets to stay on the air. And we have people who help sustain and support us, that's what they do. They give us the funds and resources to get this programming out to you, so that when we get donations and funding from you, you know that 100% of that is going to the work in the field and helping children and helping the poor and helping people who are in need. All right, let's go on and let's rock one out here. Let's go with T. Graham Brown with How Do You Know? T. Graham and the Oak Ridge Boys.
I like this.
This
song.
is off our Grammy-nominated album.
You know, I
T.
looked
Graham
it up.
Brown
This is
Forever
what I
Changed.
found out. There's truth in the love, yeah, that's right. I know he said to the blind man, open your eyes and see. And I know he said to the lame man, stand up and follow me. I know that he walked on the water. He said, look what faith will do. Turn the water into wine, and then he fed all the multitude. How do you know? I know by the way I feel. How do you know? I know cause the joy is real. How do you know? I know cause I've been set free. And there's truth in the love he gave to me. I didn't get it at Sunday school when they tried to put the fear in me. Talking about fire and brimstone and burning in eternity. I didn't get it when they came knocking, insisting on witnessing me. And I sure didn't get it from a TV preacher trying to get all my money. How do you know? I just know by the way I feel. How do you know? I just know cause the joy is real. How do you know? I just know cause I've been set free. And there's truth in the love he gave to me. Look around, an honest evaluation. Yeah, he's a friend I know in any situation. Oh, I bet you can't beat that. What a real good new best friend I got. There's truth in the love. You know I believe there's truth in the love. Lord have mercy. He made it easy enough, I do believe, to get it all together. Gave you the right to do wrong. He gave you sense enough to know better. Tell us, T, come on. Said he'd never ever force his will on you. He might lay down a heavy suggestion, but it's got to be your move. How do you know? I know by the way I feel. How do you know? I just know cause the joy is real. How do you know? I just know cause I've been set free. And there's truth in the love he gave to me. Truth and the love affair with my Jesus. How do you know? I got him on the main line, talking it over. How do you know? I said me and my Lord are taking care of business. How do you know? Well, I know that there's truth in the love he gave to me.
And that's T. Graham Brown, and you're listening to the Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network, SGBN, and the Morning Sunshine Show with Mark and Cindy and our producer and co-host Frank. And So we're just sitting here, and Frank, you got any breaking news? Frank said if there's any breaking news, he'll fix it.
You know, I printed a couple of things off, left them on the printer.
Well, that's all smart, isn't it?
But there's one I remember. There's a fellow that went on the Guy Fieri program.
Yeah, you talking about that's diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, he won first place, won a bunch of money, and he owns a restaurant in Chicago.
All right.
And he took his money, and now he uses what he won to feed the homeless.
Oh, that's neat.
That's good stuff, isn't it?
So that was
Yeah,
pretty
that
cool.
is.
Yeah.
Runs him about $2,000 a month.
Wow.
So he must have won a bunch.
Yeah. He must have. That's kind of, that's kind of the thought process we like to use, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Cindy, what's the weather where you are? Let's talk about that. Let's get the weather out here.
It's kind of a little bit cloudy at the moment.
It is.
It's cloudy and 71 with a projected high of 78.
Good.
Let's see, we have a 20% chance of rain, 87% humidity, and visibility 9 miles, and UV index is sitting at 0.
Okay, the heat
Currently.
index is 0.
Yes.
Heat index is 0.
UV index.
Not the heat
Oh,
index.
UV. Okay.
No.
UV.
The UV
That's
index.
going to say the heat index is
Yeah,
0.
they don't get
no,
tan down
no,
there.
No. Yes.
That's hard to imagine in Texas, isn't it?
This should be good weather today. They're supposed to come in. They are scheduled to come and put in our new air conditioner today. So
We've been hearing
yay,
that since
it won't
June
be
the
real hot.
26th.
Yeah.
All right,
If
today
that
we've
happens.
right now we've got a feels like of 84 degrees. It's the wind is going to be out of the south at 10 miles per hour. This is Virginia Beach, by the way. Humidity 85%, dew point 74%. Barometric pressure, of course, is 30.05, and index our UV index is low.
And it's supposed to rain most of the day.
Supposed to rain.
Yeah.
Which is welcomed. We haven't had rain for a little bit.
Yeah, well, we had the monsoon of June.
Right.
The June monsoon.
Then July, 100 degrees every day.
Hello, Ate Joy. Musta nasa Pilipinas? Okay, sandali lang po. The weather in the Philippines. 83 degrees and clear. And the UV index there is 0 because it's nighttime. And you wouldn't believe it, scattered showers every day throughout the week. It just happens in the tropical rainforest. What do you think? That's in Surigao, Philippines. Yeah. Right now, the temperature in the Philippines, what am I looking at? Well, that's kind of weird because it says, right now it says 83 degrees one place, 93 degrees the other. But you got a little bit of wind, 8 miles per hour, humidity 82%, dew point 77%, barometric pressure 29.85, and the UV index is 0, as we said. All right, so what's the weather where you are?
But, yeah.
Huh?
I was gonna say,
I think in Arizona, it's been really raining. They've had monsoons there,
They've had
haven't
thunderstorms. Yeah, they had like 100,000 degrees. You know,
Yeah.
Chris was out frying eggs on the parking lot in an aluminum pan and frying bacon, and then now they're getting the monsoon of 17.
Well, that's probably from
Yeah.
the earthquakes out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's probably stirred up all the lava and all the layers of molten hot stuff rolling over in there. In Nashville right now, you got 75 degrees is what it looks like right now, and you're going to have your high today be about 81, low 68 in Nashville. You got rain, lightning, and thunder, it looks like. So again, what's the weather where you are? Lubbock.
Yeah.
I got yours. All right. Well, we're gonna go to another song. Let's go to One by Me. Let's go to Get Out of the Boat, shall we? Let's get right on out. Here we go.
Everybody's heard about the stories in the Bible and the miracles that happened then. Oh, how we like to tell about the woman at the well and Daniel in the lion's den. Often overlooking that there's more to the story than the devil ever wanted us to think. Yeah, Daniel had to pray just like every other day so the lion wouldn't hurt him and the Lord would not desert him. The woman at the well had a miracle to tell about, a prophet who'd offered her a drink. himself a stone. Well, take another look, it's right there in the book. They all did something on their own. Noah had to gather all the animals and put them in the ark before he ever went afloat. Peter could have never walked upon the water if he hadn't gotten out of the boat. Yeah. Often people wonder why the miracle they're seeking never happened, so they sit around and moan, worrying and fretting, doubting and sweating, so they never get a victory of their own. The moral of the story that we need to all consider when we're waiting for the promise to begin. Like Zacchaeus the day that Jesus came his way, sometimes you got to go out on a limb. Oh, the 3 Hebrew children had to get into the fire, and David had to find himself a stone. We'll take another look, it's right there in the book. They all did something on their own. Noah had to gather all the animals and put them in the ark before he ever went afloat. Peter could have never walked upon the water if he hadn't gotten out of the boat. Well, the 3 Hebrew children had to get into the fire, and David had to find himself a stone. Oh, take another look, it's right there in the book. They all did something on their own. Noah had to gather all the animals and put them in the ark before he ever went afloat. And Peter could have never walked upon the water if he hadn't gotten out of the boat. Oh, Peter could have never walked upon the water if he hadn't gotten out of the boat.
Yours truly on Get Out of the Boat.
That's such a great
That was so
song.
much fun doing that record. It really was. It was a ball.
It was. And it's fun to do it live. You guys have fun doing that live, I know too.
I know we really do. We have a great time doing it. Let's do a
And
little
we
station
got-
break. Hang on just a second. Let's do a little
Sure.
promo, okay? We'll do a station break and a promo, and we'll be right back.
There's a story in the Bible. It's in the book of Mark, chapter 12. And it says that one day Jesus went into the temple and sat down near the place where the offerings were placed. He sat and watched as the people came by and put in their offerings. Many well-to-do people, dressed in only the best of clothes, came by and made great big deposits. Then he saw something that was a bit peculiar. He watched as this poor widow woman came by and dropped 2 little coins in that combined wouldn't even be as worth as much as a penny. So Jesus called out to his disciples and said, "Come here, I want you to see this. This woman has given more than anybody here. The others gave out of their wealth, but this woman gave all that she had." You see, Jesus is more interested in what's in the heart of the giver than the size of the gift. Remember, God can do big things with even the smallest gift. To find out more about Smallest Gifts Ministries, visit our website at www.smallestgifts.org.
Hi, this is Ree Sanchez, and thank you for listening to Smallest Gifts Radio.
And here's Ree Sanchez with a song called Mom's Song. Moms and daughters, this is for you.
Little girl, you see her there, playing in her room, all dressed up for make-believe, in your high-heeled shoes. And as she twirls, you join her fun, spinning her around the wide hallway. And she leans in close to say, "Mommy asked Jesus to make me beautiful like you today." 5 years old, you walk her to her first day of school. She grips your hand so tightly now, just to keep her cool. And teacher's door. You bend down to hug her fears away, and she leans in close to say, Mommy asked Jesus to make me strong like you today. Now the years fly by and you start to wonder what's wrong with her now. 'Cause your teenage daughter is drowning in her pillow. You put your foot down and you try to explain that boy is just trouble. Hold out for the one who's worth the wait. And in a while she can say, Mom, let's ask Jesus to make me wise like you today. Then one June day she's standing there, dressed all in white. She adjusts her veil and picks up her flowers, holds them tight. And Dad is waiting to take her to the man she is going to wed today. And she leans in close to say, Mom, I know it feels like I'm leaving you today, but you taught me to live and taught me to love. You taught me how to pray. And so I've asked Jesus to make me And so I've asked Jesus to make me just like you today.
Gosh, what a pretty song. Ree Sanchez.
That's a gorgeous song.
What?
It is.
She does such a great job on it, too.
She does. You know, Mark, you have such a good radio voice that you always hear that saying, you know, you could read the phone book and it would be interesting. You should do that sometime. You need to
Just
find
read the
something.
phone book?
Read the phone.
Yeah, or no, just something really boring. I'd love to hear
All right,
you
let's
just
see.
read
Let's
it,
do it.
make
Let
it
me-
sound
let me just find
interesting.
something.
See if you can do that.
Let's see. All right, let's see here.
Sit in here sometime while music's playing.
For the last 2 years, we've been getting out of our comfort zones and encouraging others to do the same. What has started out as a summer project blossomed into a full-time job with a growing YouTube channel and a show on Snapchat. We have met the Prime Minister of Canada. That's boring enough, isn't it? We've met
Yeah,
the Prime
there you
Minister
go.
of Canada, a massive party, $0, modeled one of the biggest men's fashion shows in the U.S. Whoop-de-doo and la-dee-da.
Yeah, and there you go.
And, of course, when I want to, I can do that right there, too. Of course.
It's
You
Monday.
can be a little bit hillbilly.
Yeah, it's
Well,
Monday.
yeah, Frank
Well-
says it's Monday. I can't be crazy. I gotta wait
Oh,
till
you can
Friday
be
to
a
be.
little bit crazy.
I gotta be
You gotta
Friday.
wake
Gotta
us
wait
up.
till Friday to be stupid.
See, I wish she would
No.
make up her mind. There must be something in that water in Lubbock.
Nah, she just.
Act right. You can be crazy on Friday. Then Monday comes. Oh, no, you can be a little crazy. Something in the water.
We have to wake people up too.
Welcome to
Monday
Morning
morning.
Sunshine. If
Well,
you're
I
just
see the
dropping
West
in-
Coast is up.
Yeah, I see Kelly's up. She
Yeah.
gets up, feeds her chickens and stuff. Got
Yes, she
slops her
does.
hogs and feeds her chickens and
Kelly is
has to
actually
get the coal
packing,
and
getting
woody.
ready to move. She's getting ready to move, which is exciting.
Is she staying west?
Well, she's getting ready to move to a house, from an apartment to a house.
Oh,
So
very
Well,
cool.
Kelly May.
yeah, we're excited for her.
I am too. She got a record out and trying to put a tour together and
Learn how to cut
She's
grass.
busy.
got all kind of stuff going on.
Busy.
But-
So how was your weekend?
Who's?
Mark, what did you do? How was your weekend?
I sat around and watched the paint dry on a car, and just typical weekend for me. Had a couple exciting moments, and mostly just kind of wandering through the raindrops, I guess. Yeah, had a good time. But,
mine was nice and relaxing.
let me go back to what I was starting to do before I got
interrupted you.
sidetracked. Yeah. That's so far, we've
Sorry.
had. We just want to say good morning to you if you're just joining us, and some people don't come in until the 9 o'clock hour because the 8 o'clock hour is brand new, and they haven't gotten used to us coming in at 8. But if you're joining us now, well, even if you joined us before, we're still Morning Sunshine on the SGBN network, Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network, and that's what we're here to do, is talk about smallest gifts and what we do and how you can be a part of it. Hey, look, rather than sit around here, we're not ever going to get out here and just bum money. We are going to give you an opportunity to get involved if you feel like it, if you want to. You can go to www.smallestgiftsministries.org and learn all about us. And pretty soon we're going to shorten that down to just smallestgifts.org. We got that in the process. You can go there, and we've got ways that you can participate and be a part. And, even if you don't have any money, if you'll just hit that like and share button and help us build our radio audience so we can reach out, that's what we're doing. That's why we have our phones and our things in our hand. Is we're not just sitting here like texting our friends and so forth. We're answering questions, and we're inviting people to drop by, and we're managing, the emails, because the folks that are not on Facebook, that are listening on radio, we'll get a little bit of private messages and so forth from them. Let's see. Travis says, Frank and Mark, what's your insight on the North Korea this morning about the new nukes? Well, the one thing we don't do here is get into politics on this program. We have another program that we do, but on this one, we kind of leave all that to the side. But I will answer you this. God's got control of that. He's the God of that, too. The end. He is the God of that, too. The end. That's the only thing I can say. Not gonna let it get me all twisted up and out of the frame. Little station ID. Hold on.
Hi, we're the Oak Ridge Boys, and you're listening to the Smallest Gift Radio Network on SGBN.
And we just played the Oak Ridge Boys with T. Graham a while ago, and I want to take this opportunity. I don't know if they're listening. I know Dwayne tunes in sometimes. It's a little early for them probably, unless they're home for a few days. But they work late at night and they travel a lot. But they've been so good to us. They've been so good to come in and do things when we've asked them to, and I just love those guys, man. I really do. They're very, very special people. And I can't thank them enough for the things that they do for us. I think right now would be a good time to go to a song by Melora that I don't think we've played before on the program. It's called Enthroned, and it's really, really a nice song. I'm going to lay it down here for you. This is Melora with Enthroned.
Let my praise come before you as a sweet-smelling savor. Let the songs of my lips give you joy. May your heart rejoice as I dance before you. Be enthroned on my praises, O Lord. Be enthroned on my praises, O Lord. Be enthroned on my praises, O Lord. For you said you would live in the praises of your people. reciba mis alabanzas come dulce fragancia, que las canciones de mis labios te den gozo. Que tu corazón se alegre cuando danzo ante ti, entrónate en mis alabanzas, oh Señor. Entrónate en mis alabanzas, oh Señor. Entrónate en mis alabanzas, oh Señor. Prometiste habitar en la alabanza de tu pueblo. Entrónate en mis alabanzas, oh Señor. Be enthroned on my praises, oh Lord. Be enthroned, oh God. On my praises, oh Lord. Be enthroned on my praises, oh
That's Melora, Enthroned.
That was good.
Yeah. Had you heard that one before?
No.
That's a good song, isn't it? She taught herself to speak Spanish just to do that second verse. She wrote that and then translated it into Spanish and practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced. And I thought she did great on it. I think it was a beautiful track. We enjoyed putting that together. You know what's interesting? I just thought about this. When we were doing that album, when we cut the tracks on that, I was in Nashville, and I was already living here in Virginia Beach, but I had flown to Nashville, I think. Yeah, I was staying here. I'd flown back to Nashville, cut the tracks, and the next day got up and got on a plane, flew to the Philippines.
Wow.
So I flew from here to Nashville, from Nashville to the Philippines, stayed in the Philippines, came back to Nashville, and then went to British Columbia, Vancouver, British Columbia, and did a recording up there at the Armory Studio, which that's kind of a fun story, too. I had a opportunity to get a contract deal to go up to Canada, to Vancouver for Universal Records in Canada. They have Universal USA, Universal Canada. Every country's got their own setups on that because they have different laws and so forth. So they have what they call the Canadian Content Law, and up there, we call it the CanCon for short. There's a percentage, and I'm going to throw out 85%. I don't know what the number is, but it's a lot. It's almost all your music has to be produced in Canada or by Canadian people to get it on the radio there, and for those stations to continue to get government funding. Like we have NPR here, but all the stations in Canada, the way I understand it, get government funding if you meet the Canadian content requirements. So they had an artist up there, and it's actually a record, that particular production company up there is owned by Chad Kroger and his attorney, Jonathan Simkin, which that's Nickelback, the hard rock group. So they're up there trying to produce a country band and trying to get their version, like the Canadian version of the Zac Brown Band, I guess you will. It's a group called the Matinee. And, of course, everything they did come out sound like a rock record. And they needed to get some twang on it. So one of my friends, it's one of the top executives at Universal in L.A., said, you need to give this guy a call. So they flew me up there to the Armory. And, I've grown up around Nashville studios and all that. And you go in and you see platinum albums on the wall from Conway and Loretta and Kenny Rogers and Alabama and Garth Brooks and Shania Twain and Kenny Chesney. You keep going into the different eras, Luke Bryan. You see all that stuff, and you get kind of numb to it. But when you walk in there and you look, and you're in the studio where they cut Kiss, where Beth was cut on that very piano, you know, Beth, I hear you call, and Aerosmith, you know, and all, and I'm sitting there going, man, this is Bruce Fairbairn's studio where he has cut all these icons. I'm like, you know, I felt that feeling that artists get the first time when they go into a studio with me, and I'm just walking around like it's wallpaper. You know, I don't even pay attention to it. But I'm getting that feeling looking around on the walls. I'm going, holy smokes. Beautiful facility up there. If you ever have a reason to go to Canada and cut a record, I'd recommend you go to Vancouver, British Columbia, and go to the Armory. And that's the name of the studio, the Armory. And it's an absolutely magnificent facility. And we had a great time up there. But that's one of those music excursions. I took Joe Carroll, the engineer that we use. He's engineered on several of Cindy's albums, and took Joe Carroll up there, and it was a lot of fun. Had him all gassed up going through customs because he was carrying microphones.
You know, he hasn't had a Grammy nom since.
I don't know. I think
right?
he may have on a couple of the. I think he was on one of the gospel projects that got a nomination. I'm not sure. I don't.
He was
know.
excited when we got ours.
Yeah, he was pretty jacked up. Well, but anyhow, good morning to you. This is Morning Sunshine, and you're listening to the Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network. If you're listening around the world on the radio, if you're in China, ni hao. If you're in Germany, guten Morgen. If you're in Japan, konnichiwa. If you're in the Philippines, magandang umaga.
Magandang umaga.
If you're listening in Spanish, buenos dias. Nice to see you.
And if you're American.
Howdy, folks.
Good morning.
Big howdy to y'all.
Howdy, y'all.
Isn't that funny? You know, like I get into some of these languages and I can adapt, and I do it, I guess, because of music. I can adapt my voice and my accent to where that I can speak some of this stuff without an accent. When I speak in English, I'm just talking American hillbilly. But I'm not near as bad as I used to be.
Right.
I used to be really bad. Get on that radio when I was a cop. 125.
And if you're joining us this morning, we are live in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Cindy is out in Lubbock, Texas. We got her on a phone line or a cable line or something. Satellite.
We got her hooked up through the modern means of technology.
That sounds better.
Yeah. Using technology. Well, actually, we've got her words coming through a teletype. You remember the old teletype?
Yeah.
And we got a girl here reading them, pretending to be Cindy. So we're getting Cindy's teletyped over to us. Let's do a little spot by Angel, okay? We'll have to reset it. But we'll do it. We don't care.
If you're on the live feed here on Facebook.
Let's roll it now. Hold on.
Give them a family too. Because the kids need family.
Here's Jeff Seidel with The Outlaw.
Some say he was an outlaw, that he roamed across the land with a band of unschooled ruffians and a few old fishermen. No one knew just where he came from or exactly what he'd done, but they said it must be something bad that kept him on the run. Some say he was a poet, that he'd stand upon the hill, that his voice could calm an angry crowd or make the waves stand still, that he spoke in many parables that few could understand, but the people sat for hours just to listen to this man. Some say he was a sorcerer, a man of mystery. He could walk upon the water, he could make a blind man see, that he conjured wine at weddings and did tricks with fish and bread, that he talked of being born again and raised people from the dead. Say a politician who spoke of being free. He was followed by the masses on the shores of Galilee. He spoke out against corruption and he bowed to no decree. And they feared his strength and power, so they nailed him to a tree. Some say he was the Son of God, a man above all men, that he came to be a servant and to set us free from sin. And that's who I believe he is, 'cause that's who I believe. And I think we should get ready, 'cause it's time for us to leave.
You're listening to Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network.
We're on
Thanks
top
for
of the
waking
hour
up with
again.
us.
Good morning.
Good
Those of you that are
morning.
waking up right now, we're at 6 o'clock in the morning. Good morning to you. It's 9 o'clock over here on the East Coast. Get up! Get up, get up, get up, get up! You got to get up. You got to get up. Woman, get out of bed and start frying that bacon. That'll get them up, won't it?
Yeah.
That'll get you beat up in the morning. Good morning, America. Good morning, world. Man, we've got them checking in from all over the place this morning. We've got them coming in from Russia and Latvia and Thailand and Pakistan and Morocco now and Guatemala, Colombia. They're coming in from everywhere. Just checked it a while ago. Thank you for listening around the world. Muchas gracias in the Spanish language. Danke in German. Shishia in Chinese. Salamat po in Filipino. Thank you, ma'am, in Tennessee.
Dasidanya.
Dasidanya in Russia. That's right. Well, thank you. And a pleasant good morning to you. You're listening to Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network, SGBN Morning Sunshine with Mark and Cindy, and our producer, Frank. He comes on with us every morning and makes sure that we keep it between the ditches and hits our time bumpers. And Cindy makes sure that I don't get out of line and say stupid stuff, and we just kind of do our thing.
Ricky's MIA.
Well, Ricky's off on Mondays now. Yeah, we've got empty chairs here. I wrote a song about the empty chair. We'll have to play it for Bubba one day. Bubba's been off being a pastor lately. He's been pastoring. His pastorship. His hindendus.
Hindendus.
His that's what I call Kinsey. Your hindendus. Here's Jeremy Calloway with Shower the People.
You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another, it doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. What you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Won't you tell somebody the way that you feel? You can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be just fine if you only will. What I like to say to you, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. You gotta show some love, yeah, sunshine. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Show some love. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. All God's children. Shower the people you love with love. Jesus said, shower the people you love with love. Oh, the greatest of these is love, yeah.
And that's Jeremy Calloway. voice is smooth as silk, isn't it?
It is.
It's a great album too.
Yeah, that was a great album. We had a good time putting that one together. So for those of you who are just tuning in, again, good morning to you. And we know that people are coming in and out this morning. That's why we keep saying good morning and keep telling you what's going on, because very few of you sit around and listen for 2 hours. Most of you are catching this on the pass-through as you're getting ready to go to work or getting ready to come home from work. Like Chris Taylor, he comes in and listens to us and relaxes, and then he goes to bed. He works all night long, and we're glad to have Chris from Mesa, Arizona. He's one of our regular listeners. And Matt Dooley, I'm not sure when he sleeps, but Matt comes in, and last week he was out. He was helping the church with Vacation Bible School and all kind of stuff like that. So, that's part of what he does.
And speaking of Kenzie earlier,
yeah,
Kenzie's got a program on here every day at 7 in the morning and 7 in the evening.
Yes, she does.
Kenzie Power Hour.
Kenzie's Power Hour, and you can hear Kenzie doing songs that she loves and songs that she does, and it's kind of a neat little mixture. And I got great anticipation for Kenzie's new product. That's in the works to come out like really, really, really quickly, and so.
Then you got a program from Tommy Smith.
Yeah, we got Tommy's Country for the Good Life. What a great
Country
guy
for the
Tommy
Good
is.
Life.
And I heard Tommy's new record. Hey, have you listened to Tommy's new record, Cindy?
Oh yeah, his new song or his new single. Yeah.
Man, that's a great record. You know, it really it's really a good record. And speaking of good records, I mean I don't mean to be this way, but somebody had asked me, last week somebody had asked me, what's my favorite album I've ever done, and I got to tell you, all of them. I don't have a favorite. I really don't. I've got some that I've got some that I like less than others, but I don't have a favorite. Everybody's got some that you look back on, wish you hadn't have done, but I can't think of any that I don't think I have one that's my favorite album, and probably wouldn't be smart if I told you that if I did have one. But there are some songs that I really, really like that we've done, and we play a lot of them, and I'm looking for one here that's kind of out in the. It's kind of different, and it's. I'm gonna play this one. This is a co-write we did, and it's kind of an interesting twist, and I'm gonna play it for you, and then I'm gonna come back. We're gonna do a song that's maybe would be considered surrounded by controversy of today. We're going to talk about some of that, but I'm going to play this song for you first, and we cut this just straight, just as straight as if we were standing there singing it for you, so it's a little bit rough, a little bit raw. It's all bluegrass instruments, and it's called Jesus is the Star.
I'm a member of his fan club, 'cause he's made me believe he's the greatest talent the world has ever seen. Well, I've heard him in a million songs. He's made hits for years. He's the words and melody in every song you hear. He put the way in Waylon, the love in Freddie's heart. He's the pride in Charlie. He gave Merle another start. He brought June to Johnny, gave Chet his first guitar, gave us all a light to shine. Jesus is the star. Country music, that good old Nashville sound. He built a Grand Ole Opry that brings the fans around. Oh,
does my heart so good to hear a banjo ring and clap my hands for the man who taught the world to sing. He put the way in Waylon, the love in Freddie's heart. He's the pride in Charlie, gave Merle another start. He brought June to Johnny, gave Chet his first guitar, gave us all a light to shine. Jesus is the star. He's the soul inside George Jones, the rockin' Jerry Lee. He's the Willin' Willie, and the stories in Tom T. He blessed 3 boys from Alabama and made them what they are. Gave us all a light to shine. Jesus is the star. Yeah, he gave us all a light to shine. Jesus is the star.
I remember back when you guys wrote that.
Yeah, it's been a long
You know
time.
how many of them folks are alive?
Just Alabama, I guess.
Alabama, Charlie Pride.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. They were all alive then.
Tom T. Hall, is he here? He's still alive?
I don't think so. I don't know. I think, yeah, Tom's probably still alive. I don't know. Good morning, Pastor.
Good morning.
Look who showed up, Cindy.
He must have heard us on the radio earlier.
You see that?
No, I didn't hear you on the radio earlier. What you doing?
Man, we've been really behaving this morning.
Nah,
even when we got to your segment.
Like Frank's mom says, we were being have.
Being have.
That we were being have.
Cindy, is that true?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
All right, we get ready to get on a subject. It's a kind of a touchy subject that, but it's the song is. I think it's, when we cut this song, I said to T. Graham, I said, I think this is what's called an important work. Child abuse. And children who go through that and how it affects their lives. And I know a couple of people that have opened up to me about it and in counseling. Bubba's had that same kind of thing. I think, Frank, you have in counseling and people who have been affected by child abuse. But T. Graham and Bill Anderson, Whispering Bill, one of the most prolific songwriters of the 20th century, wrote a song called Which Way to Pray. And there may have been a third writer on it. I'm not sure. And if there's a third writer on it, please forgive me. I know T. Graham and Bill. And if there's a third writer, it's just slipped my mind, and it's not intentional to omit you. So I congratulate and encourage you on that as well. I just don't remember if there's a third writer on it. But the song is called Which Way to Pray, and it speaks about a little girl who is abused as a child and how that affected her later on. And if you have been through that, on either end of the spectrum, this song, I hope it speaks to you the way that it did to me the first time I heard it.
A little girl down on her knees, saying, now lay me down to sleep. Lord, bless us with a happy home, and please make Daddy leave me alone. 'Cause the way he kisses her goodnight, she knows that something's just not right. Does she ask for things to be okay, or ask for wings to fly away? It's hard for her to know which way to pray. made it through those troubled years. She's not through with pain and tears, 'cause it seems the man she chose has a side that no one knows. Her makeup hides the telltale scars, but not the wounds inside her heart. Does she ask the Lord for strength to stay, or ask for help to get away? Sometimes it's hard to know which way to pray. Lord, perhaps our only prayer should simply ask that you be there to give us comfort when we've lost our way. 'Cause sometimes it's hard to know which way to pray. The preacher called and said, come home. I'm afraid your dad is almost gone. Hate in your heart is no way to live. Comes a time when you got to forgive. Suddenly she was 10 years old. She fought the tears and searched her soul. Should she ask the Lord to ease his pain, or ask for angels to take him away? Sometimes it's hard to know which way to pray. 'Cause life is never black and white. There's so many shades of gray. Well, sometimes we just don't know which way to pray. Yes, sometimes we just don't know which way to pray.
T. Graham Brown with Which Way to Pray, written by T. Graham and Bill Anderson. Harmony singer on there is Miss lovely and talented and beautiful Miss Sonia Isaacs singing on that. Did you know that?
Yeah, I was in the studio when Sonia
Oh, that's
came out
right.
and
That's
cut
right.
background.
Good man.
Well, good morning, Rev.
Well, good morning.
Man, we've missed you.
Man, I've missed y'all. Finally getting back in the swing of things. Went up to the Poconos, right by the racetrack, matter of fact, and did a wedding. Zach and Amber, one of our members, were. When you have a church that is military and so diversified, you learn to travel a lot.
I know, because they leave, but they don't leave the church. They just leave the zip code. They leave the zip code behind. Just like Cindy. Cindy often refers to you as her pastor, don't you, Cindy?
I do. I sure do.
And I'm looking forward to coming down there, too.
Well.
Oh, yeah.
I like Lubbock.
Yeah, you ought to get on that van with us when we go. We're going down through Alabama and out through Texas.
That's the way to go.
I know.
I'm ready.
We're going to take the church van again.
That's the way to do it.
I guess.
That's what it was bought for, believe it or not.
I know it. Exactly. It wasn't bought to sit in the parking lot. I remember one time going to getting ready to head out on a one-nighter with little Jimmy Dickens, and drove all the way out 65. The first time I was going. Drive out 65, and that's when they had it tore all to pieces in Nashville. It was just a mess, and by the time I got there,
it probably still is at Trinity.
Probably. They got they got a trailer hooked up to the back of a van, and Dickens is out there. First thing happened is raining, and he's cranking it down there, and he looks up. The first one of you gets his hands dirty is fired. Just being sarcastic because nobody was helping him. So I didn't know, I was actually an executive in the business. I wasn't really a player. I was still, a player, but I wasn't a road player. But I just loved to get out when somebody had a vacancy and their piano player was out. So I plugged in. And I was just looking around. I'm thinking we're going to get on the bus and go down to the Eagles Nest or somewhere and go on the van, go pick up the bus because we're heading to Bangor, Maine or something. Hutchinson, Kansas. I can't remember where we were going. But I said, Tater, where's the bus? He kicked the tire on that van. He said, it's in the bank. Get in. It's in the bank. Get in. So we all loaded up in that conversion van and taking turns sleeping in the floor between the seats, between the captain's chairs so we could get some rest.
Oh, my God.
Hey, I can tell you that's like Ed O'Neill. He pulled up in that Sprinter van. I think he was one of the first ones that had a Sprinter van.
Well, I think he was, and everybody made fun of him for about 30 minutes until they looked at how much gas mileage he was getting. He could have bought 6 buses with what he was saving in gas. Yeah. He parked that old Eagle. The first time they came here to the church, they came in that black Eagle. They had a black silver Eagle. Next time they come in a Sprinter van pulling a trailer, and they got a couple bunks in it, and they're all getting out there all fresh and stuff. They've been over to a hotel instead of trying to live on that bus, and I'm thinking, you know what? That's not such a bad idea there.
Smart idea.
6 miles to a gallon. At that time, diesel was about $4.50 to $5.
Yeah. It was expensive.
Yeah, you have to take out a mortgage to get from here to North Carolina.
I know it.
Well, you got any words of wisdom this morning before we break into another song?
Well, I can tell you that over in Jeremiah 33:3, it says to call unto me, and I will show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. We have a God that all we have to do is reach out, touch him, talk to him, and he will talk back to us. He will answer us.
That's the truth, isn't it? Here's a song by Demetrius Stalling. It kind of fits with that. It's called I've Seen What He Can Do. See what you think about this one. You're listening to the Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network, SGBN. The program is Morning Sunshine. Here's Demetrius Stallings.
I was tugging her in bed, and it caught me by surprise when a little girl asked me, what does God look like? I smiled and laughed a little, leaned over for a kiss, said, baby, I don't know, but I can tell you this. I've been to the ocean, stood on a mountain, I've seen the sunset burn away the sky of blue, stared up at the starlight, got lost in the midnight. I've never seen the face of God, but I've seen what he can do. Yes. Well, I thought about these wonders around us every day. The stuff that if you let it will take your breath away. I've also found his glory shining from within the heart of the sinner who's just been born again. And I've been to the river, watched souls going under, forgiveness washed them clean, the mercy made them new. Gone is the old man, and I can tell you firsthand, I've never seen the face of God,
That's Demetria. Demetria
Amen.
Stallings.
Amen.
I've seen what he can do. I've never seen the face of God, but I've sure seen what he can do. Haven't you?
Amen. I'll tell you.
I know I have. You know, I had somebody texting me a while ago and asking me, and I don't want to. I'm not bragging, but I am proud of it. The songs that you hear on here, everything we've played this morning is stuff that I've produced, arranged, been involved in. Some of it I've written.
Right.
And that's what we do here. And so, but anyway, yeah, that's the answer. So,
Amen.
I just got a private message asking me that. So,
Amen.
That's the answer.
Well, they ain't heard Kinsey yet this morning.
I know. I got to get Kinsey up here and rolling in just a second. We're going to roll Kinsey in a minute. We've heard Ree. We have heard Cindy. We've heard me. We've heard Jeremy. We've heard Demetria. We've heard Jeff Seidel. We've heard,
and all the songs that you hear have a message behind them.
Right.
Stuff that Cindy sings. And Cindy, I tell you, I was listening the other day. I was up there in the Poconos, and I had good reception for a while. It was out of one of the valleys, and one of your songs came on, and I was just listening and just having a good time praising the Lord. All of the songs have a message that you hear on this network, and that's what it's all about.
You know, hold on, I'm looking for one particular song here that I don't have queued up. I think this is it right here. But all of the songs like we select and the things that we record, we generally make sure it's got some meat on the bone. That's what we try to do. Right. Now, some of the stuff that I do is just nuts.
Right.
And that I do for myself. I'm just doing it cutting up. But
it's funny.
No.
I mean, but it still has a message. Even that "Get Out of the Boat."
Get out of the boat. It's got a great message.
Remember the sermon that and then we've done sermons on that. And
Get out of the boat.
Something's great that. One thing Mark and I can tag team. I'll get out of wind, and I need someone just to take over for 5 minutes or so and give me a break. And Mark can tag in, and we tag out preaching. And I've never seen that before, Mark.
I haven't either, but we.
God is good.
It started when Bubba was having problems with his ticker before he got his pacemaker, and he'd get all spun out and out of breath, and just reached out and said, "Here, you tag me," and finish up like professional wrestling. It's kind of funny, but anyway. I want to take a minute and let you know that we just checked. I checked just a few minutes ago. That's what I was doing a while ago. We've got people listening right now from Colombia, from Guatemala, from China, from Thailand, from Taiwan, from the Philippines, from Russia, from Germany, from Latvia, from Ukraine, from Morocco, from Afghanistan, and Pakistan. And I think I may have left a couple out, but I was just reading them off there a while ago, and I've remembered them all. And, when we're reaching around the world like we are on our radio side, and, you can't judge it by our little Facebook side because we don't really do much to get that out, although we've decided we might do some promo to get the thing out. We're just kind of letting you see behind the scenes on radio. That's why sometimes it don't look like a TV show. It looks like a radio show. So,
it's a good thing.
Yeah, but we're doing radio, and we're getting the word out. We're getting people out and getting people touched and loved on this morning. And good morning, Jane Ann. I see you say good morning, gentlemen. And Cindy Johnson says, "Hey, that's my verse, Pastor Bubba." And Chris Taylor's popped in and out. Good morning, Don Gordon. Don Gordon. Hey, that's our buddies down at Churchland Pond.
Yeah.
Down at Churchland Pond. Don't think about that as a pawn shop. I'm going to start saying Churchland Jewelry Store. Because, man, it's a nice place. They got good stuff in there. They got fishing rods and tools. And
I need to go see him. They were calling me the bishop up there in the Poconos.
They called you the bishop?
I need to go get me one of them bishop's rings.
Go and get you a bishop ring. Get you one of the bishop hats, too. Yeah. You'd look good with a bishop. Or a chef's hat and just put shiny stuff on it. Anyway, let me just keep moving right along here. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to the Smallest Gifts Radio Network. The program is Morning Sunshine with Mark and Cindy and Frank and Pastor Bubba, and we're sitting around here having a big time. And we want to thank you for dropping by.
That's right.
We would have good news this morning, but Frank printed it out and forgot to bring it. So now the only good news we just got to kind of make it up on the fly. But I will say this: we know the good news.
Amen. His name's Jesus.
And the good news, the word gospel actually translates to good news.
That's right.
And that's what we like to do. Amen. And if you're just waking up, I know that some of our friends on the West Coast out there, it's 6:30 in the morning. Good morning to you. Get up out of that bed. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
And we want to say good morning to the Poconos. We had a lot of people up there saying, well, how if you were up here, we'd come to your church. And I said, well, I got you. Just go online, download this app, and you can be right there at the church. And so they, matter of fact, had a few, Cindy, listening to your song, and who is that? I've never heard her before.
Well, it's because they're over here on the wrong coast.
Yeah,
she's out there on that place. She's out there on the coast of Texas.
That's right. I told her.
That's right. Well, is that close to? Is the Poconos is close to Mackinac Island, isn't it? Or have you? I want to go to Mackinac Island someday.
Pennsylvania.
It's Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up in Pennsylvania, and but it was good. I mean, we enjoyed it, and it had a great time up there. And I stayed on a farm, a 200-acre farm. Could look out and see the hills, and they had a pumpkin. They're growing pumpkins for pumpkins, and they even said we could
cut a deal.
Yeah,
I knew you would. I knew you would. We have our pumpkin patch every year. We raise money for Operation Christmas Child with pumpkin patch, and it's our, believe it or not, it's our biggest fundraiser by far that we have every year. And people from miles around come to get their pumpkins here. Right. So I figured you'd cut a deal.
Yeah, I cut a deal with them, and then Cindy, I was up there snooping around and seeing they have a big pumpkin patch and a corn maze, and seeing how they do all that stuff. And
we have a really neat corn maze in our area every year. It's amazing.
We had a corn maze too. We'd eat our way through when I was a kid. We were so low on groceries, they'd just get all the poor kids up and we'd eat our way through. If we could make it to the other side, you didn't have to pay. That's how we made a corn maze.
Cindy, one of your friends and my friend, he told me, he said, if you take a little bit, there's something wrong with that. But if you take all of it, you can use it for scientific research. So I just grabbed it all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, you know what? It's just on this side of the break, this side of the hour, last side of the hour, we played Angel. And let's go back and play Angel again this morning. We have to start her over. We'll get her started. But everybody likes to see Angel from time to time, and this is just our reminder of what Smallest Gifts is all about. Angel texted me the other day.
Someone's give them, and someone's give them a family too. Because the kids need family.
That's Angel, and everybody loves Angel, and she'll tell you how it is. You know, I shot that with my phone in my front yard in the Philippines, or it's my side yard actually. But I shot that with my phone, and I just put a little mic on her, and she's just winging it, no script or anything. She's 7, taught herself how to speak English, and well, she's 8 now. She's getting old.
Amen.
Oh, she's precious.
And
you're doing great.
I understand that. Reese Sanchez has taken on the challenge of paying for Angel's college education with money she earns and that she makes from singing. So she's setting up a fund for Angel to be able to go to college.
Amen.
Isn't that sweet?
Oh, that's awesome.
It really is. I got a request. I know I've played myself before today, but I got a request to do this song, so I'm going to do it. And, there's a reason behind it. It's called Somebody Who Would Die for You. Here we go.
He was begging at the mini mart. Who'd have thought he had a purple heart? Scars underneath his bearded chin. You probably don't remember him, 'cause you were running 20 minutes late. He was only getting in your way when you brushed by that wounded soul last Thursday afternoon. You met somebody who would die for you. The phone rang late last night. Why, who would call it such a crazy time? Getting kids into bath and bed. Kane talks about all you said. All he wanted was a Saturday, a little conversation down at Baker's Cafe. You weren't thinking when you told your dad, call back in a week or two. But you hurt somebody who would die for you. Somebody who cared so much, he'd gladly give it all up if that's what he had to do. It runs deeper than flesh and blood. Heaven knows no greater love than the sacrifice he'd make to see you through. Somebody who would die for you. Just another Colorado day. Morning practice for the high school play. When out of nowhere the bullets came fast, shattered more than the library glass. He asked, did she believe in your name? She didn't even hesitate. God, I can't help wondering what I would do if I'd been in her shoes. Would I be somebody who would die for you? Somebody who cared so much, they'd gladly give it all up if it's what they had to do. It runs deeper than flesh and blood. Heaven knows no greater love than the sacrifice you made to see us through. You died for me. Would I be somebody who would die for you?
That's off my album, The Wretch.
Amen.
And, you know, I've had people...
Yes.
I've had a lot of people ask me, did I write that? No, I didn't. Sounds like something I'd write, I guess. You know, it's similar chord structure and things the way I write. But Mark Narmore is the writer, or I think there's another writer on that one too. I'm not certain, but I know that I got it from Mark Narmore via when we were putting albums together. But I thought the song was so powerful. And, you know, the work that I've done in the guns world and things like that, I thought it really spoke to that, you know, the Columbine. That's
right.
about the Columbine massacre at the last verse. And but you know, I think it's a special song, and I was asked by one of my folks that have been supporting us through the years with you know, our some of our political things. But anyway, that's a song that has a spiritual emphasis. And you know, would I be somebody who would die for him? You know, that's
Amen.
the question.
Amen.
And I hope I would.
Right. And
I
you
believe I would.
And you don't know until you get in that situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope I would. Hey, the program is called Morning Sunshine. We're glad you're here. Let's do a little station ID right now.
I Hi, folks. I'm Marty Raven of the country music group Shenandoah, and you're listening to the Smallest Gifts Radio Network on SGBN.
And here she is right now, Kenzie, with What the World Needs Now. Boy, she is growing in popularity around this world. You can't imagine it. They like Kenzie out there. Her hind enders.
I look around at all the faces and I see all the lonely people looking back at me. Rich or poor, no matter, we're all the same. Everybody's hungry in a different way. We're crawling and climbing and kicking and screaming and fighting, but really what the world needs now is love. Love and only love. A little gift from up above, sent to make a better day. Let's come together, let our difference down, spread it all around. That's what the world needs now. La 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 la. Sometimes all it takes is just a smile to change somebody's weather, chase the clouds out of the skies. Sometimes you gotta give and not receive. Sometimes you gotta live what you believe. Open your eyes, 'cause that's where it starts, right here with you. But really what the world needs now is love. Love and only love. A little gift from up above, sent to make a better day. Let's come together, let our difference down, spread it all around. That's what the world needs now. Nobody likes the cold. We all need someone to hold. No one wants to be alone. What the world needs now is love. Love and only love. A little gift from up above, sent to make a better day. Let's come together, let our difference down, spread it all around. That's what the world needs now. Love and only love. A little gift from up above, sent to make a better day. Let's come together, let our difference down, spread it all around. That's what the world needs
That's Kenzie with What the World Needs Now. World Needs Now. That's coming out on her new EP CD. Hey, Cindy.
And
You see me
oh,
keep
yes.
messing with my headphone like this and doing this?
Uh-huh.
Now, you know me and how I am about sound when it comes to music. I'm operating with one headphone this morning. My right side is out, so I'm only getting the left side.
This one keeps going out.
Does it? Okay.
Uh-oh.
Then
Uh-oh,
we might
that's
have a
not
plug.
good. For new-
We might have a plug issue and not a
Now they're both
headphone
in.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping it's a plug issue and not an album. I mean, not a headphone issue, because I'd hate to throw all these things away.
Well, I never know because of my hearing. I never know.
Yeah,
whether
you,
it's-
you don't know.
I might
You
have
don't know anyway.
Water in my ear or something, you know.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, we're going to have Kenzie on in a minute. You don't want to miss it. Share it around, because we are going to do the Oompa Loompa song when Kenzie gets on. We're going to sing the Oompa Loompa song with Kenzie.
Hey, and we need
Kim's
to-
getting her out of the
to-
bed. Kim is her mom. Kim's getting her out of bed.
And we need to share that Kenzie's going to be on. She will be Saturday evening. We have a local Texas Voice Ranch, and they have.
Oh, she's doing the
telethon
telethon
every
this
year.
week. Okay.
She's doing the telethon Saturday. So
Yeah, we got to watch that. We'll post the
I know
link to
what
it. You can watch it online, and we'll post the
Yeah.
link. She does a great
Okay.
job with that every year.
Oh,
so.
absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Cindy, what's going on down there in Lubbock, Texas?
Oh, hopefully today I'm getting a new air conditioner if the rain doesn't stop. So we're getting the air conditioner put in today.
Well, that'd be good.
So, yeah.
Always nice to have AC, especially when it's hot.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
in the 78s are high today.
Yeah.
It's well, last week was wonderful too. Our weather's been so much nicer, milder.
Yeah, it's fishing weather down there.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what do they say? That the fish fight the best when the wind's from the east?
West.
No, from the west. The fish fight the best when the wind's from the west. The fish fight the least when the wind is from the east.
Correct.
I never knew that. Hold on, here's Kenzie. Good morning, Home Depot.
Hi, good morning.
Let me merge you in with Cindy. All right, who we got? We got both of you? Cindy?
Yes, I'm here.
Kenzie?
Hi.
What are you doing sleeping so late?
I'm just a sleeper, okay?
Yes, you're Hindendus. Yes.
She had a late night.
She did.
She's probably writing songs or something.
Yeah, she's an artist.
Yeah. Well,
howdy, Kenzie.
That's Pastor Bubba.
Hi.
And Frank.
Say hi, Frank.
Hi, Kenzie.
We just played What the World Needs Now, and nobody liked it.
Kenzie, you know I'm sitting next to one of your biggest fans, right? Frank Sherman, he's one of your biggest fans. He gets up every morning and listens to you.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
every morning. I thought we might take
But I'm going
this-
to change tomorrow.
Yeah, what are you going to listen to tomorrow?
I don't know.
You won't. All right, Kenzie, you ready to do the Oompa Loompa song? I promised the people we'd do it. Huh?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay.
All right, I'll start it off. All right, here we go. Oompa Loompa Loompa-dee-doo.
I have another puzzle for you.
Oompa Loompa Loompa-dee-dee.
If you are wise, you'll listen to me.
What do you do when your kid is a jerk?
Give them a broom and put them to work.
What do you do when they act like a nut?
Go give a paddle and spank their butt.
I don't like the sound of that.
That's funny.
We rewrote that on the plane. There's not much to do for 13 hours in the air, is there, Cindy?
Yeah.
Oh, there is
Or
not.
Kenzie? Yeah, so we rewrote that on the plane to the Philippines. That was our big hit. That's mine and Kenzie's
Yes.
first co-write. Is Oompa Loompa go get a paddle and spank their butt. Of course, she loved it because she could get away with saying that, and her mom and dad wouldn't get on her because I was putting her up to it. Oh gosh, we just came back from a big date in Ohio, where Kenzie performed to a group of people up there in a nice big auditorium with about probably 1.5 million worth of sound and lights, and I watched Kenzie come of age as an entertainer. She's been a great singer for a long time, Kenzie. I've always told you that, but I watched you become an entertainer this time, where you really controlled the crowd well, and they fell in love with you up there, and we got nothing but fantastic reviews. But one of the most magnificent times in my performing career was I walked out to a 9-foot Steinway grand piano, and I sat down and I played Desperado while Kenzie sang it, just Kenzie and me, and she just glued the people down. And you did such a great job on that, Kenzie. I'm just so proud of you. And you look like $1 million. You just growing all up. And we rode around the golf cart and got ice cream. We did stuff like that too. We didn't only work while we were up there.
No, but
Well,
that'll be really fun to make fun.
We watched you as you were going up there.
Yeah,
in
well,
the back.
you watched us. You didn't watch her because she was flying, but you watched us in the golf cart when we were running around. And I told her that she was Rendersella, and if she didn't get back by midnight, she's going to get turned into a pumpkin.
Yeah.
I was telling her about Rendersella and the 2 sad blisters, and how Rendersella slopped her dripper while after she's been dancing with the Prancing Hens at the Bancy Fall That all happened in a corn foundry, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all
I
had
still,
too much fun.
you want me to, what was it, Bleep and Slooty you wanted me to learn, or what was it you wanted me to learn?
Yeah.
Beep and
Yeah.
Slooty?
No, it was Little Red Riding Hood.
What? Little Red Riding Hood. Okay, I got to do that. I got to figure out. I got to work that one up for you. Little Red Riding Hood.
Okay. Yes, you need to.
That's almost like radar. You know the word radar. That's one of the funny things about the word radar. If you spell it R-A-D-A-R, you spell it backwards. It's the same. So that means they get you coming and going with the radar. You know, the cops. So, I don't know if you knew that or not, but Red Riding Hood. It's kind of hard to mess those words up.
Now, Kenzie,
Hiding
you're
Rood.
performing this weekend?
Riddle Lead Hiding Rood. That's it.
Sure.
Riddle Lead Hiding Rood. I got you, Cindy. I mean, Kenzie, I want to do it. Riddle Lead Hiding Rood. And the Wigwag Wolf. The Wigwag Wolf. I'll figure it out. I'll get it all worked up for you.
Sherry Brown says, what about the three pigs?
Yeah. Well, I could do that. The P-Thrigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll puff and huff and hoe your blouse down. That's what the big bad wolf said.
Do I need to sign, Cindy?
Hey, wait a minute.
No, he's been so good. Just we'll let it slip.
I have. Yeah. All right, what do you want to do?
Good.
What song you want to do right now, Kenzie? Pick a song. You got one?
Oh, of mine or of like anyone?
Well, one of yours that we have on the. Just pick one that you want to do off of your album or off of your new stuff. Which one you want to do?
Oh, okay. What about, we were just talking about Desperado.
All right, let me see if I can find Desperado, and we'll do that because we like
Good
that
choice.
song. Yeah, and in the meantime, let's play a little promo from Calvary. And if you're anywhere within the Hampton Roads region and you don't have a home church or you just like to come by and visit, you can visit us at 4832 Haygood Road in Virginia Beach, Virginia, right in the Pembroke area. If you don't know where Haygood Road is, between Independence and Witch Duck, runs between those two. And we'd love to have you. And you can see Pastor Bubba here. I would say every Sunday morning, but he's been a traveling man lately. And,
yeah. We've been all over the place, but you can also come and you can hear Mark sing. You can hear Ree.
You see Ricky play the drums?
Yeah, see Ricky Rocket playing the drums. He's always beating on something, but that's Rick, and I guarantee you'll get a blessing.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. Yeah. All right, we were talking about Kenzie singing Desperado. This is me and Kenzie, and she stood right by the keyboard while we cut it, and then I sent it out to a guy named Paul Nelson to lay some cello across it. Remember that, Kenz?
I do, yes.
And we cut it right here in Virginia Beach. Here's Kenzie doing Desperado.
Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. Yeah, you're hard to won, but I know you got your reasons. These things that are pleasing you can hurt you somehow. Don't you draw the queen of diamonds, boy? She'll beat you if she's able. You know the queen of hearts is always your best bet. And it seems to me some fine things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the ones that you can get. Desperado, no, you ain't getting any younger. Your pain and your hunger, they're driving you on. Oh, and freedom, oh, freedom, that's just some people talking. Your prison is walking through this world all alone. Don't your feet get cold in the wintertime? The sky won't snow and the sun won't shine, and it's hard to tell the nighttime from the day. And you're losing all your highs and lows. Ain't it funny how the feeling goes away? Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? Come down from your fences and open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you. You better let somebody love you before it's too late.
That's Kinsey.
I love that.
It's a great song.
Desperado.
So
Amen.
gorgeous, Kinsey.
Good night.
It's
That
already
was
9
terrible.
o'clock.
The tenor section was weak.
Wow.
You remember that? You remember that from the Rudolph clay animation thing, Kins? You don't know what I'm talking about. It's all right. You'll have to watch Rudolph this year, and then you'll know what I'm talking
I
about.
mean, I did. I have seen that Rudolph movie, but just not recently, you know?
Yeah, well, I've only seen it like 55 times.
It's a once a year thing.
Yeah. It used to be the thing we looked forward to. Hey, it's the top of the hour, and let me do this right now. I want to thank you for tuning in to Smallest Gifts Broadcasting Network, and SGBN is what we call it. And this program is called Morning Sunshine with Mark and Cindy, and our producer Frank, and we've got Pastor Bubba on hand. We've had Kinsey on hand. We've done all kind of music, and remember what we're here for. We're here to let our little lights shine around the world and just to love people and to love you just exactly like you are.
That's right.
All your faults and flaws and scars and bruises and tattoos and everything that you don't like about yourself, we love you just like that.
Yeah.
And we want to give you an opportunity to be loved, and that's kind of what we're here for.
Amen.
And again, we want to thank you. You can check out and learn more about Smallest Gifts at our website, www.smallestgiftsministries.org. You can learn about some of the things that we do there with our orphanage work and things we do around the world. And speaking of around the world, those that are listening in Germany, Guten Morgen, in China, Ni Hao, in Japan, Konnichiwa, in the Philippines, Maganago Maga, in our Spanish-speaking countries, Buenos Dias, in Tennessee, morning, y'all, and right here in Virginia. Good morning to you. Glad to have you. We're checking out. You ready to go, Frank?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready for that rooster to crow, Cindy?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Thanks for waking up with us. We'll see you tomorrow. Or see you Wednesday, actually. No program tomorrow. See you Wednesday.
Thanks
Have a
for
great
waking
day.
up with us.
Love you, Cindy.
Good morning.
See you,
Love you
Ken.
guys.
See you, Cindy.
Bye.
What you got planned today, Frank?
Good morning.
I got a bill due today that I got to work on.
Yeah? What you got going today?
I'm gonna go paint my upper deck if it don't rain.
Well, there you have it. Be in the studio tonight with a brand new artist.
Hey, amen.
We'll be in there with a young girl named Rachel. And we're going to do some photos tonight. I'm going to be trying her out and see how she's doing. And her brother James, we're going to try him out on some speaking roles. Good little actor.
Amen.
And we're excited about that. So glad to have you this morning. We love you. Take care.